Welcome to The Sarah Scoop Show. It's time to get the scoop with Sarah.
Hi, I'm Cheyenne Hernandez. I play Gata on Tax Collector. So Tax Collector is about pretty much Bobby Soto, who plays David, and Shia LaBeouf, who plays Creeper. They're best friends and they work together. They collect taxes together in the hood. And then, so they kind of run the kingdom, essentially. And then Conejo and Gata, the two bad guys, kind of come in and mess everything up. And it's a power struggle and a struggle between morals and, you know, what he feels like he has to do. And yeah, it's just a pretty much a battle on our land. The film was set in LA, so we were shooting in Central, East, South. So Gata, she was difficult because in the script she doesn't have too many lines. She's more of that silent killer that you don't hear her coming and then all of a sudden you're dead. And so my character was difficult because she was supposed to, well, I wanted her to be scary. I felt like my character wanted to be just as terrifying, if not more terrifying, than her partner Conejo. And so I think the challenge was really, how do I bring that to light without saying too much? And so I mean, and I think it came off pretty well in the movie. But it was just a lot of kind of like snake-like movements. I gave her kind of this weird head tilt, the lip biting. It was more so just to showcase how cold she was and how animalistic and how raw she was. And she's a very complex creature. I had to make sure everybody in the room was terrified and attracted to me at the same time. Yeah, and David actually is the one who picked all of that out. So he kind of went in with this idea of how Gata dressed, how she was going to look. I had never dyed my hair before that movie, and so he made me dye my hair the black and blonde. And I mean, my dad. When I joined the military, he's like, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. Just do not cut your hair. Do not dye your hair. And you know that strong Latino dad type. And then when I did, I had to cut it and dye it, and yeah, my dad was not happy. But and then as far as the characters' costumes, I loved them so much. I had so much fun being the bad girl and dressing like that. It was a blast. And it's funny because when it came time to wrapping the film, they said I could keep one costume. And at the time, I had just gotten out of being homeless. I didn't have a lot of money, and I had lost a lot of weight for the film. So I only had one pair of jeans that fit me. And in the movie, one of the costumes had jeans. So even though I wanted the black dress with the gold stuff on it, because it looked really cute, I didn't have jeans, so I needed to be more practical, and I chose the costume to keep that had the jeans. They are absolutely amazing, all of them. I mean, every single cast member was they're just phenomenal people, not even just actors. And I was really intimidated walking into that because you don't know what to expect. And I was the newest one. Everybody had so much under their belt, and I just didn't. And so I was terrified that I was going to be the outcast. I've never really fit in anywhere. So I thought that this was going to be another case like that. And no, they completely just put me under their wing. What do you need? How can I help? And each one helped me in their own way. I mean, they were just absolutely awesome. Well, actually, I didn't audition for Tax Collector. I auditioned for another show that David was working on, and it was my first audition in Hollywood. I was terrified, and I got a call back, and my manager was shocked. And because I mean, it's your first audition in Hollywood. It was supposed to be a learning experience, you know, and it was, but it just paid off too. And so I got a call back for that. Went back, got another call back, was super excited, and then I got a call saying that that show wasn't going to go forward anymore. So I was really bummed, but then I got a text from David, and he just said, "Hey, don't give up. I think you have something. Be here at this time." And so I went, and it was the cast from Tax Collector, and it was just he sat us down and said, this is the story plot, and you guys are each going to play this character. Any questions? And that's how Tax Collector was born. It was crazy. I still can't believe it's real. Like, I have no idea how that happened. Like, it's such a blessing. Well, first, my journey, I joined the Army. So first I was stationed in Hawaii for about 4 years. And then I moved as soon as I was discharged from the Army, I moved to Seattle because I thought it was like a mini LA, and it just wasn't. And finally I made the move to LA. So I lived out of my car. I couch surfed when I could. And then, yeah, and then I booked Tax Collector. I would say I was couch surfing or in my car for about 4 months, from about maybe end of December or early January to I think April is when Tax Collector happened. So it was all within a few months that I went from rock bottom to driving to work with George Lopez and Shia LaBeouf and stuff. Like, it was crazy. I just have to be persistent. I mean, that, like, every time people ask, I'm like, just persistence and resilience. That's really what it took. It's been always, my brother and I, we used to recreate commercials, movies. We had magic shows where we actually hurt ourselves because we were that committed to getting the trick right. Like, I mean, it was that entertainer bug that was in both of us. A lot of people, they don't want to be in the situation that they're in, and you don't know who is being forced into being what seems like a bad person. You don't know what is being forced upon them. You don't know what's going on in their life. Like in the movie, you see a lot of, I mean, you would think like, oh, that's a thug, that's just a gangster. But then you're watching that they have to collect that money or their family dies, or their family gets shot, or they get shot. And so it's that fight for survival that I don't think a lot of people understand when they just see, oh, so and so is in a gang. They have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. They have no idea what threats that have been made to that person, what their life is like. So I would just say, just to be kind and try not to judge people before you really know them.
Thank you for watching The Sarah Scoop Show. Head to sarahscoop.com for more.